What's up, guys? Pyromaniac720 here, and I have for you round 3 from the January Springfield Premier Challenge. My opponent here is Brendan. I think his last name is Lewis. I see him on Pokemon Showdown. He's Mrbdog46, also on Twitter at that name. Just made his Twitter. So he had a pretty obvious rain team. As you can see, he brought Poly Kingdra, Thunderous Therian, and Mawile. So I never played a rain team with this team because, like I said, I had 2 games of practice, so I didn't really know how I was going to fare. But I thought I had a pretty good matchup, whereas I had Blastoise would have boosted Water Pulses. I had Superior for Leaf Storm, and I had Raikou for Electric Attacks, and of course, I had Tailwind I could set up. So I felt that I had a pretty solid matchup. And also his Mawile was named Mawile Cyrus, which I loved. So Mawile goes for the Protect. And of course, so I just had the Tailwind because I figured he's going to Protect or switch out. And I just wanted to get the Tailwind in before he Thunderbolted me. And I go for the Volt Switch into Mawile, but to no avail as he Volt Switches as well. So the fact that he Volt Switch pretty much tells me that he's Scarfs or Specs. And then I also realized that he has to have been Specs because my Raikou outsped him. So, and that sends in his Politoed. And I would have ideally liked to have gone for the Volt Switch onto his Thunderous, but of course it's Volt Absorb, so that would have just sucked. So my Superior comes in now, and I'm feeling like I'm in pretty good shape. Because I can get this Volt Switch off and then switch in my Blastoise in the back, and of course this Mawile is not going to like taking a Specs boosted, or a Water boosted, Water Pulse. Rain boosted Water Pulse. But unfortunately, it actually ends up backfiring pretty hard because he play roughs that spot. And Blastoise takes a lot of damage. But before that happens, I'm able to crit his Politoed with a Leaf Storm and pick up the 1-hit KO, which was really big. I mean, I think that crit definitely mattered. So the play rough comes off, and of course, because my Blastoise isn't Mega and because it's Helping Hand, it doesn't take that very well. As his Kingdra comes in, and I know I outspeed it because of the Tailwind. And of course I switch out Blastoise as well because I feel like I'm going to need to preserve it later in the match. And I switch Raikou back in. I also did it because I expected him to Sucker Punch Raikou spot. And I saw the Sucker Punch come out, I was pretty happy, but then I realized it was on Superior. So definitely the thing that cost me the match was this move right here. I go for the Dragon Pulse on Kingdra, thinking that +2 would be an easy 1-hit KO. But it actually survives, and if I'd done the math in my head, I would have realized that Leaf Storm actually does more damage, which is really unfortunate. And of course, that also means that Kingdra's able to get off one quick Life Orb Rain boosted Muddy Water on my Raikou, which really puts me in a tough spot, as Thunderous comes in as his last Pokemon. And of course, I'm also kind of in a tough spot because, I mean, it ended up not mattering, but Raikou was forced to not be locked in the Thunderbolt, because otherwise I could have been locked in against the Volt Absorb Thunderous. So as you see, my Leaf Storm at +2 is able to knock out the Mawile, which was pretty surprising. But then this Thunderous goes for the HP Ice, which he revealed to me later is Specs, so easily able to knock it out. So now I basically have a Mega Blastoise with 21 HP left versus a Thunderous, and my Tailwind goes out there, so I don't outspeed it anymore, which really sucks. So like I said, definitely the killer in that match was was losing Raikou, not losing Raikou that way, but was Raikou getting hit by that Muddy Water. Basically, my 2 switches really hurt, because by not Leaf Storming, Raikou takes a ton of damage from that Muddy Water, and also by switching out Raikou earlier in the match, Blastoise takes a ton of damage, and Blastoise was pretty important in that matchup. So that's the match. At this point in the tournament, I'm 1-2, so I have to win my last 2 in order to have a chance at top cut. So stay tuned for round 4. Till next time, guys. Bye.